Alright, I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to your awesome tutors video on exponents, the power rule, when an exponent has an exponent. Let's get started. Alright, so this is how it works. Basically, I think of it as you have kind of a chain of signs in math. Like you can add, and then you can go one step and you can multiply, and then you can go to another step and have an exponent or a power. And so that's kind of the way I think about it. So if you think about it in those three ways, they're each kind of the next step. So for exponent rules, I also have a video on the negatives and adding or multiplying and dividing exponents. So this one's the same as in you do one less than what it actually is. So in this case, if you're having an exponent to an exponent, you're going to multiply. It's one less in kind of the ladder of signs. And then another rule that you want to memorize is that if the power is 0, the answer is always 1, no matter what it is. If it's to the 0 power, it's always 1. That's just a little side note, you want to remember that. Alright, so let's look at an example. So if you have a to the 4th, and a to the 4th is in parentheses, and a to the 4th is to the 3rd, when you do that, you should get a to the 12th. This is so because when you do 4 times 3, because a to the 4th is raised to the 3rd, so it's an exponent on an exponent, you will multiply because it's one less than the ladder. So 4 times 3 is 12, so that's how you get a to the 12th. And here's some examples of a 0 power. If a is to the 0, it's going to equal 1 no matter what a is, and if you have a to the 4th to the 0, you're still going to get 1. There's two ways of looking at this. One way is just because it's to the 0 power, so you're going to get 1. And then if you multiplied 4 to the 0, you'd get 0, and so a to the 0 is 1 as well. Alright, so here's the proof for that rule. If you had 2 to the 3rd, and you square that, you'd get 2 to the 6th. This is so if you had 2 to the 3rd, you'd have 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. And that'd be inside the parentheses, and 8 squared is 64, and 2 to the 6 is also 64. So that's how you can multiply the 3 and 2 and get 2 to the 6, and therefore 2 to the 3rd squared equals 64. So let's look at some sample problems. So number 1, if you had 3 squared to the 4th, you would multiply the 2 times the 4 and you get 3 to the 8th. It's pretty simple, and 3 to the 8th equals 6,561, which I doubt your teacher would expect you to do that on paper. You'd probably be able to use a calculator. Anyway, and this is true because if you did 3 squared, you get 9, and 9 to the 4th is also 6,561. Alright, so for number 2, you have 2 to the 4th times 4 squared, and that's all in parentheses, and that is all cubed, or to the 3rd. So you'd multiply the exponents, and remember these have different bases, so you cannot combine the 2 to the 4 and 4 squared. I have another video on multiplication and division of exponents, and since the bases are different, you can't combine those. So here you'd multiply the 4 by 3 and the 2 by 3, and then you end up getting 2 to the 12th times 4 to the 6th. When you do those out, you get, this is just a coincidence, but you happen to get the same number, 4,096 times 4,096, and when you multiply those two together, you get 16,777,216. And on to our third problem. Here we have 5 to the 3rd times 6 to the negative 2. All that is to the negative 4th. So again, you multiply each individually because the bases are different. So 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, and negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. And then if you know your negative exponent rules, which I have a video on that as well, you know that when you do that out, you can't have a negative in the numerator, a negative exponent in the numerator, so you'll get 6 to the 8th over 5 to the 12th. And when you do that out, you get some massive number, and when you divide that, you'll end up getting a really small decimal. There you go, 0.6 0.00688. And here we have a fourth problem, which really I took the same problem as the third, except for I put it all to the 0 power, and remember, anything to the 0 power is 1, so the answer is simply 1. Pretty easy. Those will be easy problems on your testing quizzes. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, please comment or message me, because I'd love to answer them. And I'll have more videos coming out soon. If you want any topics for me to cover or make a video about, please tell me. Please subscribe if you like my video, and give me some feedback so I can improve on my future videos. Alright, have a great day.